welcome everyone. And say hello to the wonderful guests tonight. Hello, hi Lemon, thank you very much for the resub.
Lemon Soda _ just subscribed. You cat.
Hello, welcome everyone. Hello to everyone from Lobotomy's community. For everyone here who doesn't know who this wonderful bunny next to me is, this is Lobotomy Bunny.
You're too kind.
She is a very fun variety streamer like me, and also is really big into Lolita. So I just had to try and get her on.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Oh, who just followed? Kabonk? I'm sure I mispronounced that. I'm horribly dyslexic.
Oh, is it Kyra?
It's Kyra. I'm sorry. I'm horribly dyslexic. Warning. I will misread your name.
Oh, that's okay. I do that all the time. Mostly because I don't wear my glasses when I stream, even though I should.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm just really dyslexic. Anyway, let's pull up the questions. We can get going. And as I pull them up, you can introduce yourself however you want to everyone here who might not know you.
Oh, well, hi, I'm Lobotomy Bunny. I'm a haunted doll VTuber, and, I do a lot of art. I like retro games. Fashion inspires a lot of my artwork, so it bleeds into a lot of everything I do.
Okay. Oh my god. Google, why do you put things with so many... I forgive you because you're also a witch. Witches unite. Yes! Let's just start off easy, by what specific, like, sub-styles of Lolita are you into? Because there's, like, 20.
Oh, right, yeah, and everyone's always, like, dividing it up, being like, no, that's actually this.
Right, or like, I love how like, the amount of beef everyone has with, like, bittersweet specifically.
Oh, yeah!
It's, like, such a thing that, like, in online Lolita spaces, they'll be like, do you believe in bittersweet or not? Like...
It's definitely a barometer.
Yeah, something. But what specific substyles are like your favorite that you wear the most?
I bounce between gothic and sweet for the most part. I have really eclectic taste, but I don't have endless money, so you kind of have to settle on two styles that really speak to you. At least one would be best for your wallet, but
oh yeah, like yeah, if you want to get into Lolita fashion, prepare to sell a kidney. Like, even if you're buying secondhand, like...
Yeah, it can get... Especially because everything from, like, old sweet prints suddenly went for crazy prices all at once, seemingly.
Oh, yeah. I remember I told my friend the price of Sweet Vanilla Chan once.
Mm-hmm.
and their genuine response was, what's unique about the dress? I'm like, it has cats. Like, that's it. It just has cats.
Yeah, so, people sometimes have a hard time wrapping their head around it.
Yeah, like... But... yeah. But... We love it. We love our weird Japanese princess dresses. So... How often do you wear it? Like, that's another big thing. Like, stylers versus, like, just occasionally, when you're out and about, you wear it.
Well, I would say that I definitely, before I started VTubing and before, I did a really big move last year, pretty much across the country. And beforehand, I used to go out a lot, and it would pretty much be, if I wasn't going to work, I was wearing it. But nowadays, I don't leave my manor very often, as I would say.
Oh yeah, I get that. I would wear mine, like, way more often if I, left my house a little more often, right?
Yeah.
But I really only get the chance to leave my house, like, every other week, so...
Yeah.
But... Yeah. Ooh. When did you start getting into alt fashion of, like, any kind? Like, you know,
Ooh.
whether that's, like, you know, were you, like, an emo kid when you were younger?
Oh man, did you just clock me? I was.
Well,
I really did like goth and emo fashion when I was younger.
well, I remember hearing, like, a remix of, like, Ruby Gloom theme on your stream one time, and it was, like... As someone else who was a Ruby Gloom kid, I think it's a, like, canon event for us.
Oh, you know what's funny? I didn't discover Ruby Gloom until I was an adult, and I was actually really
wow.
sad because I was like, "Oh, baby bunny would have loved this," but I'm sad I didn't grow up with it. But it's very cute.
It is. It's so cute. Was Ruby Gloom goth? It was, like, very, like, early 2000s creepy cute. Like, if you saw, like, Growing Up Creepy is another show that's kind of like
that
it.
show, like, on Discovery Kids.
Yes. Yes. And then it taught you a bunch of insect facts, too, so it was, like, a double whammy of
Yeah.
you know, neurodivergence.
And that King Touch show, whatever that was called.
Oh, yeah, that, too. Yeah, again, it's very, like, early 2000s creepy, cute, Halloween-y look kind of feel. But yeah, when did you start getting into, like, alt fashion of any kind? Like,
Well, it's hard to say because, you know, I think back in my head and I feel like I always kind of dressed a little bit, I don't know, I don't want to use the word weird, but
no, use the word weird because it's probably kind of accurate.
it's like I always I remember I used to go out of my way to wear like my older brother's shirts because he had cool prints on it, and I didn't like all of the really basic prints that were on like girl shirts at the time when I was younger. I thought they were kind
Yeah.
of boring. And then I think from there it kind of branched out to like punk and goth, and then it's like I kind of hit this point where I'm like, I want to wear goth, but I don't want to look like I'm going to a grunge stage show. I want to look like a vampire princess that lives in a castle, you know? And I was like, what do I need to look up to dress like that? I didn't know about any of the J fashion stuff yet. So I was like, I don't know what this is called, but this is what I want. And people would show me like, you know, goth, like Western goth styles that were definitely Victorian expired, but I'm like, it's not enough. It's not exactly it. It's not hitting.
I need more ruffles.
Yeah.
I saw that silly glitch. Yeah, my model's glitching. My mouth is just permanently open.
Oh,
I
no.
don't know why. I might have to restart.
Do you use video tube?
I use PNG Tuber Plus because I'm supposed to have like fun little physics. I might have to restart the program. Oop, I'm still here. I'm just invisible with witch powers.
Yeah, ghost voice for a little bit.
Yeah,
Who hasn't had silly little ghost hours before?
Right. My mouth is still permanently okay. Okay, we're gonna have to use the backup. Oh, gotta use my own Fujitech. Oh no.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm in my Halloween costume still. Oops.
It's forever Halloween. Let's go.
I mean, yeah, we're both very spooky VTubers. Yeah. I'll go back into my like normal though, because I wear Lolita fashion normally, and it feels wrong to not be wearing it during this conversation.
Makes sense.
God. Professional witch. Listen, I wouldn't say I'm a professional at much. Okay, there we go. We should be less scuffy now. Halloween is gearing up with Thanksgiving to push back against the encroachment of Christmas. Listen, Christmas stuff doesn't go up around here until after Thanksgiving. I can promise you that.
Really? Wow.
I mean, okay. stuff on my stream.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the stores. I was like, where
No.
you living?
No. Unfortunately, I was in stores yesterday and I did hear Mariah Carey.
It's already too late. It's already happening.
She's defrosted. But no, I don't. We don't start putting up the Christmas decorations on this channel until after Thanksgiving. You have my word.
Have you seen that thing where Spirit Halloween is trying to do a Christmas store now?
Yes, and I'm so mad they didn't name it Christmas Spirit, and it's Spirit Christmas.
Yeah, oh, you're right. It's Spirit Christmas. You're right. That's totally a missed opportunity.
Right? Although it's very funny. My mother is obsessed with Christmas, and I'm a Halloween girly. And so then she heard of this noise, and she was immediately like, "For once, I am happy there's a million spirits around here."
I don't know if it'll pop up where I'm at, because I'm in the middle of nowhere, but I saw an ad for it and I thought it was fake when I first saw it, but then they kept showing more products and I was like, oh, it's real.
Yeah, I know I thought it was fake too. I was like, what prank is this? And then no.
Yeah, like one of those things where they make fake products and it's like an art installation or whatever.
Right. Yeah, or it's just TikTok being fucking weird for the week.
Yeah.
Like, you know. Yeah. What is your biggest inspiration for your fashion? Like, you know, a character or, you know, a content creator or something that made you went, wait a minute, this is a thing I can dress as?
Well, at a pretty young age, I became deeply obsessed with a song from Vampire Knight, which is funny because I never finished that anime.
That's for the best. Somebody who did finish that anime.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
It gets bad. Not as bad as the manga, but like.
Oh my god. But it's a song that plays specifically in the end credits, and I became really obsessed with it. And I found out the artist that sings the song and also plays the cello is Kanon Wakashima. And I looked up her picture, and she wears Lolita fashion for pretty much everything. She's always in Lolita fashion. I had never seen it before, and I was like, she's so beautiful. I want to be this woman. And I remember I had pictures of her in my locker. And I was like, I became obsessed, and so I would always look up stuff about her, but I still didn't know like what it was called. But that's pretty. It changed my brain chemistry. I'm pretty sure.
No, that's such a mood. I feel like most Western Lolitas, we hear it from like we learn about it from the most random places, and then years later we figure out what the name is.
Well, I found out a lot later that she actually studied under Mana, so I was like, that makes sense. That makes sense then.
It does. But, no, like, I remember, do you know the brand Lady Sloth?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're, like, my favorite brand. I remember when I was, like, 14, I found their Instagram, and I was like, I love these dresses! Followed them.
Upon it.
Yeah, I followed them. And then I did no further research. And I spent years pining over them. I'm like, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. And then there was like a weird point on YouTube where like a bunch of Western, like big name Western YouTubers were like doing Lolita fashion makeovers, like Sophia Nygaard and stuff.
That.
And then I
remember that video, yeah.
Yeah, and then I went, wait a minute! Went further down, and then I learned Lady Sloth was a Lolita brand, and I went, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Again, we learn it from the weirdest spots. I'll tell you what. I mean, Lolita fashion is just kind of a weird fashion, even for, like... It is a Victorian and Rococo inspired fashion from Japan from the 70s that gets conflated with a book that has nothing to do with it. Like,
yeah. I think that's kind of what I love about it, that it's I mean, not the book thing, but
oh no,
what I kind of love about it is that it's the marriage of Japanese modern, or I guess it's not so modern anymore, but back when it first, was kind of really getting popular online in the West, it was kind of like the marriage of modern Japanese kawaii culture and historical Victorian fashion, and it was like East meets West, cute meets elegant, and it kind of all mixes together in like this really unique way. And I think that's why I really liked it and it really resonated with me, because I was like, I want to be goth, but I'm like, this is not frilly or intricate enough for me. It needs to be more over the top, you know?
Oh yeah, I can relate to that. I was definitely a weird little emo goth kid wearing my hoodie constantly. And I was like, I don't like pretty cutesy fashion, because my definition of pretty cutesy was like Forever 21, what like girls around me was wearing. I'm like, I don't want that. and just to be clear, this is an anti-Navikov zone. We are not book people. Putting that out there now.
It's unfortunate, you know. And it's weird to think about, because when you look into like the history of it, there's like a point where there's kind of just like a media blackout where it's like nobody was archiving this stuff, and nobody who was actually there is really like, I'm sure there are still some people, like very old people, that are still around, but for the most part, main people within the community, there's not really anybody who was there. So like nobody can say for sure. It's kind of like this dead end.
It really is.
My headcanon.
What's your pet theory? I want to hear this.
My headcanon is that, well, because like Japanese artists and musicians and pretty much all kind of pop culture, they always love Western style things. Like they love French, they love Spanish, they love that kind of. It gets incorporated into the fashion styles a lot. So what I think happened, genuinely, I believe this in my heart, is that, you know, there was like a group that was like, oh, we're putting together this fashion. What should we call this European inspired fashion? And it's very cute. And one of them went, oh, Lolita is a really cute European girl's name. Why don't we call it that? And they were like, that sounds good, that's cute. And that was the whole thing. In my head, that's what I believe, is that they were just like, that's a cute girl name. Like, we have a 50-50 chance that it could have just been called Alice Fashion or like Victoria Fashion. Like, I think they just chose a cute sounding girl name and they just rolled with it.
You know, I would believe that. I would believe. My pet theory involves a lot of weird linguist like jumps and what have you, because so Lolita the book came to America, and even though in Europe it was agreed upon like it wasn't a great book, in America like scholars became obsessed with it.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it really is. And like there was a lot of things about like, oh, it represents like you know, old European way of life versus the new young America, and blah blah blah, right? Like, you know, old American scholar men got obsessed with it. And so then they started using the term like Lolita as like an academic term, right? And using like different versions of the word with slightly different prefixes and suffixes to basically refer to unsavory attraction. Keep it PG around here. And then those academic papers got to Japan, even though the actual book never made it to Japan in any official capacity. And then the Japanese did what the Japanese do, and they adopted this English term without fully knowing what it meant. And then it spread.
I think it also comes from the fact that there was that other author. I don't remember. But they made a book about Coquette. And it was called Lolita Complex, and that book did make it over to Japan, and that's where we get the word lolicon, which really conflates it even worse, because really now you've got this other term, because the Lolita Complex book, you know, it just makes everything else muddy. But
it really does.
It's you know, I mean, I've talked to people, they don't even know that it's like short for Dolores. Like, it's just a name.
It is. And like, it drives me crazy because people be like, no, Lolita fashion has to refer to the book and like the movie and everything. And I'm like, there is a term for fashion inspired by the movie. It's called nymphet fashion, you motherfuckers.
You know what I think is so weird about it too? I don't know if you meant for us to go down this rabbit hole, but
I figured it would happen, you know.
A lot of the things, like, I've never read Lolita in its like completion, but I have like gone through synopsises and cliff notes just to so I could like be informed and know what it's really about.
Yeah.
In the book, the man who's basically trying to get with Dolores, Lolita, it's all from his perspective, and he gives her the nickname Lolita. So we don't even know if she likes being called that because everything's from his perspective. And what I think is interesting is he tries to justify his attraction to her by being like, she acts older than she is. She knows what she's doing. That's a big part of the story, that he's like, oh, but it's okay that I'm thinking this way because she acts older than she is. And she's not a woman trying to look younger. She's a child that he's like, oh no, she acts older than she is.
Yeah.
So that's what I say to people where I'm like, look, if it was really... You're accusing me of trying to look younger, but if it's related to the book, that doesn't make sense. It should be a girl trying to look older than she is. You know?
Yeah, the book is super interesting, and the academic, like, especially in America, the academic history of it is crazy. Wild.
Yeah.
If you're in the mental space to deal with some fucked up themes...
Yeah.
And, like, I totally read it, right? Because it's fucked up. But, like, go in understanding that. But, yeah,
and
like...
It's like, what I think is interesting, too, because I was having this conversation with, my mom, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And I was saying, you know, it's really interesting because the main character, he is impressing this sexuality onto Dolores against her will.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, and it's kind of ironic to think that that's kind of what people do to us. That they're like, you dress like this, so it must be sexual. And I'm like, so it's kind of, in a way, in my mind, I'm like, it is. You are looking at me and you are imposing this on me based on your beliefs and what you think it is.
Oh, totally. Like, I've said this before. Like, what's more believable? That I'm just not dressing for the attention of a man, or that I am actively trying to attract the worst kind of man? Like... What is more believable here? I've had that whole conversation with my dad before too, and he insisted it had to be named after the book, and I'm like, it was made by like middle class, like young adult Japanese women who are not in academics. They could not access this book. Like, I'm sure there was some sort of copy in English or another language somewhere in some sort of university library. Right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean these women had access to it.
Like, I mean, it's like, it's kind of, you get to the point where it's like, even if somehow, all those years ago, when it initially became a thing, if somebody was referencing the book somehow, if we even entertain that thought, clearly, today, there is no link, there is no reference, and even if there was an initial reference back in the 70s, clearly that doesn't matter anymore because it's just not there. It doesn't make sense.
It's not. It's not. Right. It's really not. Which, yeah. And this whole thing also makes it impossible to, like, post things and whatever. Especially on Instagram. Oh my god.
Yeah.
How many times has Instagram nuked the Lolita tag? Like...
Yeah, or they just shadow ban you for posting, you know.
Right? Or, like, how many times did people who are, like, the weird book people decide, no, this is our tag now? We're like, why?
Oh, that's the worst, too. I hate that so much.
Right, like, no, we're not out, shoo.
You can't sit with us.
You cannot sit with us. The summary of the entire Lolita community, which is like, no, you can't sit with us, dear God.
Get out of here.
Especially, oh god, the amount of times it's like, oh my god, no, your fashion has to be a kink, and like
oh no,
right?
What creeps me out about that too is I'm like, on one hand, because these people always do the same thing where they're like, either you're trying to dress like you're a child, but also it's sexual, and I'm like, excuse me, both?
Yeah, I'm like, are you sure you're not projecting there, buddy?
Like you came to that conclusion all on your own. That says volumes more about you than it does about me.
The literal only skin showing is my hands and my face. I don't know how you came to this conclusion. Like,
But it's just so obnoxious that it's like you're trying to be this is like sexual, but you're also dressing like a baby, and I'm like, does
Right?
that not have some kind of logical dissonance for you?
Right, right? Right, or they bring up like, well, what about like sissies and stuff? And it's like, I don't care. Why are you putting that onto me? I just want to wear the lacy dress. Leave me alone.
Let me live. It's just cute. Is it so shocking that I might just like things because they're cute? And
Right?
about when did this happen? When did this happen? Because I collect vintage sweaters. I'm obsessed with vintage sweaters. It's gonna sound like this isn't related, but it is.
Oh yeah, I believe you. I believe you.
And you know, a lot of the vintage sweaters I collect are women's sweaters. Like they don't come in child sizes,
Yeah.
and they're so cute. Like they have teddy bears or little ducks or like these really cute buttons. And I'm like, when did it stop being okay for adult women to enjoy cute things?
Truly. Like,
because clearly in the 80s, in the 90s, women's clothes was very like they're not all of it, but there were a lot of clothes directed towards women that were very cutesy and had like little cute tapes. And now if you wear that now, people accuse you of trying to be like, why are you dressing like a toddler? And it's like, when did that shift happen where you can't enjoy cute things at all as an adult? You're just not allowed.
Well, not even that, but like if you look at historical faction, like children wore the clothing that adult women wore, regardless of their gender.
Yeah.
Right? They wore. And then at some point that changed, and we started gaining the idea of these are children-only clothes.
Yeah.
Right? And then I think it was in the 90s, there was like this very shift from women are meant to be like kind of pretty cutesy to like kind of sexy, like femme fatale, you know,
like
shows.
You have to be mature. You can't wear cute things anymore.
Like shows like Sex and the City and stuff like came out, became wildly popular and whatever.
Be demure or whatever.
Yeah. And then I think really that's it. Like that shift happened like in the 90s, 2000s, the 2000s.
Yeah.
Like even in the 2000s, I remember during like, you know, Hello Kitty was on everything. And even then, like I remember people like adults around me giving women shit whenever they saw like a woman out, like, oh, why is she wearing a Hello Kitty shirt?
Yeah, don't they know that's for babies? Which was exclusively a Western idea.
It really is. Sanrio was crazy popular in Japan by every age.
Everyone liked it. Everyone liked it.
Yeah. I really think it's like the 90s, 2000s that shift happened. Right.
And it's so funny too, because now like a lot of my pastel cardigans that I really love, people either tell me I'm dressing like a little kid, or they're like, that's like a grandma sweater. Why are you dressing like a grandma? And I'm like, it's so funny that it's both. I'm either a baby or I'm an old lady.
No, I had that. Why do you act like such a grandma? I don't know. Why are you acting like a dickhead? Like, it was the fucking true religion, low-rise jeans. Oh, lemon. But yeah, it's insane. The way people treat women's fashion in general is insane.
Yeah.
Like, why do you care so much what I'm wearing?
Yeah.
Like I have all my bits covered. Leave me alone.
And it's so inoffensive in my opinion.
Yeah, like it's one thing if like you get mad at somebody for like wearing like shirt with like profanity or like like those ahage like sweaters. I think I'm saying that right. Like that makes sense. Because like it's profanity and those like faces are taken from like hentai and shit.
Yeah.
But like if it's not that, why do you care?
I just think there are people, I swear that it's just like they hate fun. They see people having fun and it just pisses them off. It's like those people that are like, you'd be like, oh, have you seen that thing where people try to dress up like in an outfit that matches a character from Disney? Isn't that cute when they go to the park and they're like, ugh, I can't believe people do that. That's so cringe. And I'm like, why do you hate fun?
Yeah. Why do you hate whimsy? Who killed it for you? Like, God, I love whimsy. That's such a perfect word. Like, okay. How about we get a little bit back on topic?
Sorry.
No.
Going.
I mean, that's like the point of interviews, is like to kind of meander a bit. You know, we're still vaguely on topic. It's fine.
Yeah.
So you said this earlier too, that your fashion's a big inspiration for your art. But how has like your art affected your fashion and like vice versa? You know.
Well, I just like designing characters that had really interesting outfits, and I think that's probably just because I was very much a child that grew up on shoujo manga and anime.
Yeah.
Like I was a really big fan of Arina Tanemura.
Ooh, I haven't heard of that one actually.
Oh, you haven't really?
No, not that one.
I used to read what was it? Full Moon Osagashite was the one that was one of my first mangas, and the way she draws ruffles and like jewelry and like the hair and the ribbons, and it was always so gorgeous. And I remember when I first started drawing like in an anime style, I would have her books open on my floor, and I would try to not trace, but I would try to copy down her splash pages, like looking at the art, and then I would go back to the page and I would copy it. But I wanted to draw like her so bad, and you know, I liked Kitchen Princess, and I liked Tokyo Mew Mew, and all these like very over the top, very frilly, very girly, hyper feminine sort of outfits.
Yeah, we need to bring back hyper feminine anime. There's been a lack of it.
I need it.
I mean, yeah, we've been starved here. I can't think of like the last like big hyper feminine anime. Like
I did get really excited about Dress Up Doll, but then it wasn't exactly what I was expecting. Like it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't what I was expecting.
Dude, I remember like I was so excited for Dress Up Darling when that came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, it's so cute. It's so cute. And I was like expecting it to be all about like cosplay and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and these two bonding over their hobbies and stuff. And then it's not that. After
That's
a certain
what
point.
I meant Dress Up Darling. I said Dress Up Doll. Whoops. Dress Up Darling. Yeah, we were talking about the same show.
Okay. I was like, I haven't heard that one, but I believe it. Like, and you know, anime titles get weird when they translate it.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd only watched a few episodes of it, but it was very like I didn't expect so much of the emphasis to be like on the lewd content she watches, which I guess is okay, but it's just not what I was expecting.
I know, like, and that also bothered me a bit, because I was like first excited. I was like, oh my god, we rarely get like female characters allowed to like express their interest in like lewd things.
Yeah.
Right? And like, oh my, are they gonna do it right? And then they didn't do it right. Like, yeah. Instead of it being like, yeah, she likes the lewd stuff, but she also really likes the characters and this and that and the aesthetics. And it's just, no, it's an excuse for her to be like hypersexual. Like,
yeah,
that's I think the last like big, like good, like overly girly anime that got big was Ouran High School Host Club.
Yes, that feels like so long ago.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, that came out in the early 2000s, and we will never get a season 2.
I think that's why I started to fall deep into like 80s magical girl animes.
So fair. I remember I tried getting into Sailor Moon when I was like getting into anime, because I'm like, this is like the pinnacle of like girly anime. And I could not get past like episode 10 because I was like, Usage, stop crying. Just, I am also a crybaby. Stop crying. Like,
have you ever watched Magical Angel Creamy Mummy?
No, but that sounds familiar.
It's one of my favorite vintage animes. It's actually one I don't know if it's the first, but it's one of the earliest magical girl animes. And what made it really unique is that the girl who voices the main character, because she doesn't fight monsters or anything, she becomes a pop star. The magic makes her older and she becomes a pop star. Okay. And the girl who voices her, she was actually a freshly debuting pop star in Japan at the time. So some of the songs in the show were some of her actual album songs. So she was kind of, not only was she launching her career as a voice actress, but she was also like also here is my actual for real music. And so when she's singing, she's actually singing her music. And so it became this huge thing in Japan that people were, I mean, just my friend went to Japan recently and found a Creamy Mammy gachapon and sent me some keychains. And I was like, I'm so happy. It's like, because it was such a big deal in Japan. Like they still love it over there, even though it's very like, it's dripping with 80s, 90s sparkle.
Oh, thank you, Kira, for the hydrate. Oh god. Please don't drown us. Please don't spam the hydrate redeem. You all did that last interview I did. Please don't do that again.
I don't need you drowning.
We don't need drowning. But no, my favorite like vintage anime is probably Princess Tutu.
Oh, I love Princess Tutu.
Spamming redeem. Lemon, no! I will get the spray bottle out. Lemon, no. Jesus Christ. Not my mods threatening me. Oh my, guess how many points I have. I don't want to know how many points. Do you have like 200k at this point, Lemon? I'm scared. Princess Tutu was great. I love Princess Tutu. It's so soft looking. It really is. I love it. Mods and bullying attention. I wish I only had 29k. God damn it, Lemon. Oh god. I fear for the day you use them. So, what made you decide to use Lolita fashion for your model, like, specifically?
Well, I feel sometimes weird talking about making my model because I've actually been using the name Lobotomy Bunny for, like, over a decade. I don't even know how long, but I've always been Lobotomy Bunny online, way before I started VTubing, before I even knew what a VTuber was. That was always my name, like way back when I was like on DeviantArt and Tumblr and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I can relate.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I can relate to that. I've been going by Kitty Catherine T since I was little too.
Yeah, well, once I got a hold of this name, I was like, it's perfect. It's me. I can't let anyone else use it. So I made a habit of any time I got onto another website, I would steal the name. So, and no one ever had it. And so I was able to grab it on pretty much every website. I think I only got beaten to it on Tumblr and Blue Sky. That was the only two. And I think Blue Sky might have been that someone already knew the name because of me, and then they stole my username, and I hope they choked on a biscuit. But on Tumblr, it's just a blank account. I don't know. So I have to be the Lobotomy Bunny on there. But I've been Lobotomy Bunny for a long time, and I didn't have much of a character back then, but I always would do like a bunny with a nail going through its head. And when I decided to start VTubing, I sat down and I was like, okay, a character that represents me. And I drew her in a single go. And I looked at her and I said, well, that's great. And then I made some mouths and I put her into Honk VTuber and I hit go live. And it was very like, people, I see people be like, let me show you like the concepts of my character. I don't have any of that. I drew her one time.
Oh, I relate to that so much. And it annoys my artist friends whenever I'm like, I made this new character, and they're like, why did you make these choices? And I'm like, it was right. I just draw vibes, baby.
Yeah, I drew her and I was like, yep, that feels right. And then I just, and I usually draw, because back before I started VTubing, a lot of my art would just be like, I'm gonna draw, and then I would just draw a cute girl and I'd put her in an interesting outfit. So it was, people would be like, who is this character? And I'd be like, I don't know. She's cute though, right? I just drew her.
Yeah, or like as you're actively drawing the character, you start coming up with the most random lore for them. Like, her parents did die in a burning building. Like,
a lot of them were just kind of like random pieces. Like I would draw the girl once and then I'd be like, well, that's good for that art. And then, I'd never draw them again. So they weren't really OCs. I'd just kind of be drawing. So
yeah.
I knew it would just be like fashion related, and I was like, well, this character represents me, and I dress this way a lot, so I just, I drew her in a dress, and I gave her, pink hair because I like pink hair, and then it had to have the nail, of course, and then,
Of course.
my original PNG was the first drawing I had ever drawn of her.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool, actually. Is there like any specific dresses that you based off the outfit from? Like,
I don't think so. I really like Peter Pan collars, so I kind of started with that. I really like the rectangle headdresses, so I gave it that, and then after I did the line art, I was just like, what color am I gonna make this? And then I was just like, red, that'll be good. And then, it kind of just happened. It's my process is very if I don't already have like a character in mind, it's kind of whatever happens.
Yeah, very loosey goosey, go with the flow.
Yeah.
Like loving the bunny lore. Thank you for the delicious meal.
But I don't even know if I knew she was gonna be a doll when I started drawing.
First draft kind of guy. I feel that. I can relate to that for everything except my model. Ironically enough, this is like the character I put in the most effort for. I mean, yeah, it's insane. I've had people ask me and stuff like, oh, what's your fashion? And I have like a list of dresses and stuff that inspire, right? I'm like, well, see, the drips are in reference to Royal Princess Alice, and the pattern is based off of Little Witch, and like...
Oh, Little Witch, that's a cute one.
Yeah, my skirt is... You can kind of see. It's, yeah. Kind of Little Witch inspired.
Oh, yeah.
Although it's funny because I've like submitted my design for like reviews and like critiques, and then people are like, I'm not getting the Lolita though because there's like nothing going on up top of the dress and blah blah blah, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
People always have opinions.
Yeah, horribly cursed cropped VTuber. We've been over this. I don't have my legs because I magicked them away before stream. This is the official lore.
Tuck your legs in and you activate rocket mode.
Right. Besides your own fashion, what like style or subculture do you really like and appreciate? Like, even if you don't want to wear it yourself, you're like, damn, I can vibe with that.
Well, I've always liked the over the topness of Decora. I used to try to do Decora, but having so many clips in my hair all at once just made me like it just bothered me.
Sensory nightmare. But, like,
yeah,
can't do it.
And then it's like then you gotta buy all the like the really bright colors and and then you gotta, like I said, it's like you can only spread your wardrobe so thin before you just stop having a theme.
So yeah. I love Decora. I could never wear it. True. I want a Decora phone case. That's as far as I'm willing to wear Decora, because I know my limits.
I can put clips on maybe like the sides, but like when they do it like when it's like an entire coating like across the bangs, I can't do it.
Or like there's like a headband of clips, and I'm like, how did you physics this? I'm impressed and horrified. And things like Decora, right, or like Kidcore and stuff like that. I feel like it's really, really hard to style until you have a full wardrobe where you can just start throwing everything into the pot. It's like the maximalism of clothing. You need to have an X amount for it to look good, and before that X amount, it's gonna look bad.
Yeah. I feel like every time I've been like, I'm gonna try to do like a pastel Decora look, and then I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh wait, this is just Fairy K.
Oh god. Oh god, you bringing up Fairy K just reminded me of how like I don't know how you feel about, but like, Western, like, popular TikTok teens or whatever being like, oh my god, it's cute core, and it's like fairy K outfits, and you're like,
core.
right, but it's like fairy K outfits and shit, and they're like, it's cute core, and then everyone in the comments is like, girly pop. Like, oh, lordy, or like, I've seen some people be like, oh my god, I love coquette fashion, and then they're posting like old school, like, angelic pretty outfits and spreads, and I'm like,
well, it's just that the younger generation doesn't really, you know, they don't really know, and they're just, you know, with the internet too, we don't really have the proper fashion cycle anymore, and it was already like, with J fashion, you know, something would get really popular in Japan, and then maybe like 2 or 3 months later it would make it over here. But now, like with TikTok and fast fashion, everything can be a micro trend, and it's impossible to tell, like, is this a trend, or did puppy lover 555 throw this outfit together and is like, this is a angel nighttime core.
Did you accidentally stumble upon the J fashion without knowing?
Yeah.
Like we were talking about earlier, every single Western Lolita like gets exposed to it in the weirdest like way, and then you find out what it is years later. Or like, oh my god, Gyaru is the most recent victim of that. Like, I'm gonna do Gyaru makeup, and it's nothing like Gyaru makeup.
Yeah.
Right, and it's like, you didn't even do like the like white underlid and stuff. What are you doing?
It is nice to see a resurgence of Gyaru, though. I really thought it was gone, but it's really coming back, at least on the internet. And I know Chinese Gyaru is kind of becoming its own little thing.
Yeah, I do. I'm really happy with that. Gyaru for me is like that aesthetic where I'm like, I love what you're doing. Keep going, sweetie. But I couldn't. I could never. So much animal print.
Yeah.
Love, keep doing you, sweetie, but like.
Yeah. And the Himekaji Gyaru, I feel like is gonna make. I feel like it's coming back.
I remember doing research on that specifically, and because it was like, it's like Gyaru like taking inspiration from Lolita, and I was like, how did they do that? I must gather info on this now. And like, it died pretty quickly. It was like in the early 2000s that popped up, and it didn't really get big. But I think given how strong Lolita is, and as Gyaru resurges, it's gonna pop up again. Like, for sure.
I mean, with like Himekaji Gyaru, there was only like a few brands like back in the day that really catered to that. It would be like Aunt Rouge, Liz Lisa. So I feel like a lot of it didn't really make it to the West as much, because I feel like even for J fashion, Liz Lisa has been it's like tiny. It's very small clothes.
Oh yeah. Like, we think AP is small. Like, they have a store in Japan, in France, and in the US. Is there any well-known characters that with like kind of the, you know, like your specific preferred aesthetic of Lolita that you really like, that you think exemplifies it? You know, I kind of relate to the whole sweet gothic tear. So like,
I gotta say one of my big loves is definitely Rosin Maiden. So that probably is obvious, but
fair. There's a surprising amount of like Lolita characters in anime and stuff. And it really much so feels like that effect of like when you get a new car and then you start seeing it everywhere on the road.
Yeah.
Like, you learn what Lolita is, and then you're like, ah!
Though I feel like frequently Lolitas in anime are not always correct. There are a few that are good representation, but I feel like a lot of them are very, I don't know, they feel like 2000 sitcom goth. Like, that's the goth kid, and you're like, I guess they're goth, but it's not
Yeah.
Correct. This was written by some 40-year-old guy that was like, this is what a goth teenager looks like, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I think the only character I've seen that I'm like, that is 110% low, like in his old school Lolita too, is Celestia Ludenberg from Danganronpa. I don't know if you've been exposed to that game at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember too. I played that game before I knew what Lolita was. I'm like, she's so pretty.
I feel like people are surprised when they say this, but I feel like the most accurate Lolita I've ever seen in anime is actually Stocking from Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt.
You know, that's true. That's true.
Like her pink date outfit, I was like, fucking, I have that dress. That's an angelic pretty dress from 2010. She is straight up. I was like,
true. That's actually very true. I never was a big fan of panning and stalking, but I really liked stalking. Right? And I think the reason why people get touchy about that is because like Lolita is so not sexual, but panning and stalking are very sexual.
But if you watch the show, Stalking herself is not really compared to her sister. Like,
no.
Her thing is she's frequently judging her sister for being like that, so she's not really hypersexual.
No, she's granted, anyone
she's also spoiled like her sister though, and she knows that like having big boobs gets her what she wants, so she does sometimes is like, oh, you know, because she does that, but you know, she's not like her sister though.
I mean, but granted, that's like, anyone looks pretty tame next to her. Let's be real.
Yeah.
No, but I do, and I love coming across art when people draw stalking like much more Lolita. Like they like, I'm giving you all the ruffles you deserve, girl. No, yeah.
A lot of her outfits, if you look at all of her outfits from the show, she definitely teeters more to sweet than goth for the majority of her outfits, which is funny.
Yeah, it really is, because like when you initially see them, you're like, that's the goth one. No, she's just over this shit and does not want to be a part of it, but she is. Now, you know, get into the philosophical a bit here. How do you view fashion, IRL or like, you know, digital with personas and VTubers and stuff, as like a tool of self-expression, a way to bring color into the world, just something that feels right to do, you know, like, what is the fashion philosophy?
It's mostly pretty personal. For me, I just view it as it's like fun, and it feels like it's, I don't know, like it's really me. Like when I started wearing it, a lot of people would be like, oh, I couldn't go out in public like that, but I actually feel very comfortable in it. Like I'm like, this is just how I am. It's just me. It's just me. You know?
Yeah. Like when you catch a glimpse of yourself like in a window and whatever, and you're like, I'm super cute, and yeah, I totally get that. Like, again, it goes back to like what we were saying earlier. Like, you know, we don't dress for anyone else. We dress for ourselves. I want to look at myself in the mirror and feel cute. I don't care if anyone else thinks I'm cute.
Yeah.
I mean, like, obviously, it's a bonus when somebody is like, "Oh my god, you're so cute."
I don't know. I just feel like it's my philosophy with most of my life that I like to surround myself with cute things that make me happy, and I don't like having mundane things that are boring. Like I'm way more likely to brush my hair if my hairbrush is pink and it's got sprinkles in the handle, or if my desk is covered in cute stuffed animals, or if, you know, things have little strawberries on them, or if I'm drinking from a cute mug. Like, it just makes my day better, and it's such a simple thing to just inject into my life. And I don't know, people can think that's weird, I guess, but
oh yeah,
it's all about me. Like, I gotta live this life as me, you know?
Oh yeah, I totally get that. Life is simultaneously far, far too short and far, far too painfully long to be wasting it doing boring shit. I might as well have it be purple. Like...
Yeah.
Uh, but no, I you have stuffed animals on your desk too, though.
I do, yes.
How many do you have? I have 3.
Let me think. I got some tiny ones that are dangling, so if we
Ooh.
count them. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14. More than 14. I'd have to get behind my monitor.
Oh wow. Impressive. Impressive. It's funny. I have them on my desk because I'm like, they're my silent fidgets, and I never fucking use them. I find the thing that makes the most clackety noise. Because I put them on like I'm like something to fidget with when I'm streaming because I can't be making nope. I only want the fidgets that make noise.
Getcha, I gotcha.
Where
They are like little stuffed animals. I don't have I
Yeah.
have only like 2 or 3 full-size stuffed animals, but I have a lot of the tiny, like the little Hello Kitties and little stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't have like full size ones. I have like they're not small. They're not mini. They're like just perfectly like hand size, you know? Like I got like the mini squishables. I don't know if you know that brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are about to hit ad. And I was going to use that time to go get some more water cuz I just ran out.
Okay, no problem.
All right. So very sorry. Again, I'm just
Well, it's
I ran
fine.
out.
You gotta stay hydrated.
Here. I'll have you up on the BRB screen if you want to ramble about anything during ad.
Okay.
or not. You can also go get water yourself or whatever.
Okay.
Just options.
Guys, make sure if you're watching this during the break, if you're subscribed, go get something to eat, something to drink. Go piss. Don't hold it. Don't hold it. It's bad for you. You don't want kidney stones. No. Laundry time. That's a good use of time. You're kissing your cat. Give them a big old forehead smoochie for me. My cat's asleep under my desk. You were churu earlier? Oh my gosh. My boy cat doesn't like churu. I couldn't believe it. My female cat will eat churu. Maybe boy Butler's not into it. Oh my gosh, Panda Express? I don't live anywhere near a Panda Express. How dare it show me this commercial? Was it a Red Bull commercial with oysters? Oh, there's a lady in there. Oh, dang.
Hello, I am back.
Oh.
Hello.
Break over. I hope you all
Oni.
peed.
And Hunchledge? I hope I'm saying those right, but hello.
Oh, hot! Hi, Hot Lich.
Hello. Whenever I have to walk away on BRB, I turn the noise on. I turn up the stream on my phone and turn the noise on. Your descriptions of the ads are riveting. I live nowhere near a Panda Express.
I haven't lived. I have to drive so far to find a Panda Express, but I still get the ads. But I live in the middle of nowhere.
That's so funny because I live like within a walking distance of one. I never get any Panda Express ads.
That's so funny. Like, it just taunted me. Like, you remember when you lived in society and could get fake Chinese food? And I'm like, yeah, I know.
No, I moved somewhere closer to like a strip mall owned by actual immigrants, fake Chinese restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And the Panda is now ruined for me.
Oh no.
I can't. I'm like, this is not as good.
I mean, fast food's so expensive now anyway.
It really is. I might as well get the good shit. Like, I lived in Texas 20 years ago. Still got Texas ads. Oh god, don't get me started on the nonsense that was the fucking election year ads. I'm getting ads for my home state I haven't lived in for years. Hopefully it wasn't too boring, by yourself.
Oh, now it's fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure I keep hydrated enough, because I'm fighting off a sinus infection right now, so.
Oh, those are the worst, I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I have it under control, now, but yeah. Important to stay hydrated. Hydrate or dehydrate, people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you better stay hydrated. I'll make sure of it. Goddamn, Lemon, stop threatening us! Oh. Excuse me, guys, I may have to go BRB again to shake Lemon in the back alley.
Oh no!
Lemon! I swear to God. Where's the dehydrate? Oh my god. Y'all start fighting over the hydrate. I'm gonna scream. I'm like, how are you guys feel? How do you guys feel about EGL? We like it! Big fans!
Mm-hmm.
And what Brando do you prefer? Ooh, I'm a Lady Sloth girl. They like, her dresses just fit me the best.
Mm.
I don't know, what's your favorite brand?
I'm a bit of an angelic pretty hoe. Specifically for old school, I really like a lot of the older stuff. And then I do have a few Baby the Starshine Bright pieces, and I have a single Metamorphose dress.
Dude, Baby has some good pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for any that makes you look nun-like. Yeah, there's a couple. Triple M has a lot of like very nun adjacent pieces. Ah, how adorable! How you strike me as angelic and pretty, bunny.
Wow.
I was in Japan recently and went to the. Oh wow! Is there a
Yeah,
specific
I was
nun?
so jealous.
Is there a specific nun Lolita aesthetic? Not specific that I can think of. Although
I feel
Lolita,
like nuns just show up a lot
Yeah.
in dress designs, especially for gothic.
oh yeah, it's like a thing. Like Japan just has a thing for like Christian aesthetics, even though
Yeah.
less than 1% of them are Christian. And so then that shows up in Lolita, but there isn't like a nun substyle. Although I think there should be with the amount of nun pieces there are.
There are. You could have a wardrobe of exclusively nun dresses.
Like, and it would totally work. Like,
Yeah.
why isn't that a thing?
You think somebody would have been like, nah, this is its own thing. But I guess it just always kind of falls into gothic. I don't think I've ever seen sweet nun.
No, I've not seen a sweet nun, although I've seen a lot of sweet prints with crosses on them for some reason. Like, what's that one? Oh my god, there's one AP print I'm thinking that's like marine themed. It has like pearls and clams, and then there's crosses.
They just think it looks like, really intricate and pretty, I think, and they just like it,
I like how Japan is like, crosses are cool. Yeah, like, really. I feel like there should be a name for Christian religious aesthetic Lolita. I think there should too. I think you're correct, Lemon.
I just think it's neat.
It's just neat, Sure, anyone growing up in a boarding school would consider nuns anything but sweet. What do you do when you go dress up, go to tea or something? I mean, that's like I made this joke before. I think it is the ultimate cruelty of the world that our main activity in this fashion are tea parties, and it involves food when all of our stuff is so expensive. Like,
you just gotta be careful.
I mean, and most tea food is not messy food. It's like scones and sandwiches.
Scones and finger sandwiches and little desserts, little tiny finger desserts.
Yeah, but if you live in an area that doesn't have like a local community, then you just go to the grocery store in it, like,
yeah.
Stuff them on stain. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
How those? Sometimes you gotta drive 50 miles to have an afternoon tea. So true. The closest afternoon tea to me is 3 hours. It makes me sad every time. But back to the questions. Adjacent to the self-expression question, what does, like, Lolita's hyperfemininity represent to you? A form of rebellion, extreme expression of gender, rejecting the male gaze? Like, there's a lot of literature and opinions on, like, hyperfemininity in fashion and stuff.
I do enjoy that it's hyper feminine. I don't know if I've ever thought about it like that intensely for myself, because I do know that that's like definitely a thing. But for me, I guess because I went through my emo scene phase. I went through this very, very intense phase where I was like, I don't like pink, I don't like cute stuff, and I kind of did that to protect myself, because I was the weird kid. I did get bullied a lot. So I kind of donned this goth punk kid persona because I thought, if they thought I was like this edgy kid, they would leave me alone, which worked sometimes. But I did have this period where I rejected a lot of stuff that I liked because I was kind of donning this persona to protect myself. So now that I'm older and I don't really have to deal with school or like any of that anymore, I kind of could really fully embrace all of the things I really enjoyed. And I was like, well, I do like pink, and I do like Hello Kitty, and I do like glitter and sparkles and lace, and I don't care if you preppy kids like pink, because that's stupid anyway. Like, just like having to adhere to the intense, like labeling of it all too. Where I remember being like, they'd be like, well, what kind of emo are you? No, that's not the right sub style. And I'd be like, what are you even talking about?
How funny then that this fashion also has that. Again, like I said, do you believe in bittersweet?
Well, I guess to be fair, I've never really been a part of a community. I had never been in a
Yeah.
place where one existed, so I've always kind of my exploration of it has been pretty much solitary, except for the internet. So I guess I didn't really have to experience people being like challenging me on like my outfit and what I think about it, and oh, are you sure you should have picked this with that, and what do you think of that? I didn't really, except I did. A specific message board. I'm sure we all know. I did go on there every now and then because, like,
never mess with the seagulls. Never mess with the
I-
seagulls.
I remember it was when I was first finding out about things, and there was somebody had taken this very cute picture of Holy Lantern in pink, and it was like a Florida knit, or maybe it was on a bed. I don't remember, but I had never seen it before, and I posted to that message board, and I said, "Does anyone know what this is? I'd really like to know what this dress is." And they're like,
Oh,
"Are
God.
you fucking stupid? That's Holy Lantern. How new are you?" And I was like, "Thanks."
Right? Or like the insulting terms like the people have for like newbie Lolitas being like, oh my god, so Ida, right? And like, I mean, right, and I mean, like, if you know anything about like Japanese language and stuff, and if you don't, Ida just basically translates to like super cringe, like roughly. And that's where Ida bag comes from. It's like it's such a over the top, gaudy, cringy bag.
Like, it comes from the word. It comes from Japanese for pain, like itai.
Yeah.
Oh, it's painful to look at.
Yeah.
Is basically what it translates to.
Yeah, and then like the fact that we just call anyone like the fact that not we, but like like the older community members will just call anyone new to the fashion Ita when it like it's so painful to look at, like, what the fuck?
I just feel like maybe a lot of people can't let go of the past, where it's like it was really hard unless you were on LiveJournal or like you knew somebody who could like buy a Gothic Lolita Bible and send it to you. You had to. There was this time period where there were like Lolita big sisters that would it's like, I don't want to say train because that makes it sound like weird, like some kind of cult or something, but basically they were big sisters that would teach you. And I feel like now with the internet you don't really need that because it's really easy to learn. You don't really need a mentor, but I think a lot of people can't break out of that mindset where they're like, well, I've been in this fashion longer than you, so you got to respect my seniority over you. I'm the big sister of Lolita fashion, or and it's like, it's not the early 2000s anymore.
It's really not. Like, I can just go to Google and look up Lolita fashion and be like, ferried to Lace Market. Like, like, I wish I could have been a fly on the wall though on like LiveJournal when like AP opened up their San Francisco branch. I want to know the complete and total freak out that happened on LiveJournal that day,
Yeah. It was definitely a different time. It's kind of sad we won't ever have that ever again.
I mean, not unless they like open up which I don't think they will, unless like, I don't know. I think I could see like other brands like opening up, or like even a second AP or BTSSB store, like maybe in New York, maybe.
Oh, there was a baby store in New York, but it closed down.
Yeah, oh, that's right, yeah. God, but like, yeah, it's. I think Lolita has kind of, at least for now, reached capacity. Like, there isn't really going to be an expansion, beyond like maybe indie brands, Lady Sloth, or if one of the smaller Japanese brands get bigger, right? Like, Royal Princess Alice has gotten a bit bigger recently, which I'm very happy about. I like them.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, they're like my favorite like proper Japanese brand. Which, again, so funny because, again, just, oh my god, their dresses are so Ida with, like, the drippy pink and stuff, and I'm like, give me it.
I was like, everyone has their own taste, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Day 1 Lolita DLC. Expansion died in the 2000s. Sounds about Lolita. No, I don't think expansion died in the 2000s. I think it died like late 2010s. Like, and there was a bit of a boom like in 2020, everyone in lockdown, and they just had nothing better to do but go scrolling through the internet, you know? My mom got me a dress. Was it the dress? The Amazon dress?
Stop the madness.
Stop the madness. I remember I had to, like, explain, like, the dress to, like, I forget who, but it was another person I had on as an interview. I made a joke about, like, the Lolita, the Amazon dress.
The Amazon dress, yeah.
Right? And they were...
The deep EGL lore.
Right, and they were like, what does that mean? What do you mean, the Amazon dress? Is there, like, a recognized Amazon? I'm like, yes, there is.
Yes, yes. And it's so funny because it is a bootleg of an indie brand. And it's so sad because you could buy the real dress, but even now it's like people will still think.
Right? Like,
it's ruined it pretty much.
It really has. And I've seen memes where, like, people have tried to, like, make jokes about other things, but, like, use Lolita. Like, there's one, like, Warhammer meme where they took a mini and they photoshopped to have the Amazon dress and then, like, a bow.
I think I've seen that, yeah.
Right, and then it's, like, just kind of cringy maid cafe talk, right?
Yeah.
But, like, the fact that was even, like, the dress used for the meme, like, is insane. And how it's the Amazon dress that's... there's a lot of weird, like, in things about Lolita that, like, takes getting used to. Like, you hear somebody say, like, the Amazon dress, and you're like, what does that mean? Huh?
Well, I think with any subcultures, you know, it's got its in jokes and it's, you know, relevant memes, and it's very, like, you know, it's histories and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely, and like, yeah, but like, yeah, that's true. I guess I grew up more around like goth and emo and stuff, so like those the terms in there. Like, I bet if you walked up to somebody and you're like, "Oh, do you want to trade candy?" they would look at you fucking weird. Like, how do people, like, around you view the fashion? Like, do you get weird looks in public? How does your family feel about it? Negative, positive? Like, because I feel like that's another big part, like, shared experience a lot of Lolitas have.
Yeah. Well, I think when I was younger, my parents didn't quite get it. Well, it was mostly my mom, because I don't think my dad really cared what I wore. Like, you'd be like, this is very fashionable and popular, and he'd be like, okay, I'd take your word for it. But my mom didn't really get it at first, but once I started wearing it because I always admired it, but I don't think I really got to, you know, start owning pieces and coordinating until I got a lot older. And now that she's seen me wearing it, she's very supportive, and she always thinks it's very beautiful, and she loves that it's also modest, which is very much like an older person thing to be like, oh, it's so nice, it's so modest, you know. And I would say most of my interactions with people outside are mostly positive. Back where I used to live, people used to stop me all the time, and, you know, it'd be some combination of, what is this? Are you going to a play? What are you, a character? You know, and they, you know, I get showered with compliments, but also like, what is this? Explain it to me. And it would be really exhausting. Where I live now, and I don't know if it's because it's like it's a different state, it's a different culture, but the people here, when I dress up and I go out around, they like to stare. They'll stare at me, but like they will not come up and talk to me. Like, that's very rare now, but they will stare, and they do notice, but I don't really have the people coming up and being like, oh, this is pretty. What is this? What's going on? You know?
Yeah, so like people notice, but there's no confrontation about it.
Yeah, they don't really talk to me, which it can be nice, but on the other hand, sometimes it feels a little bit menacing because now it's like I don't know why. Like sometimes they'll just like mouth open, like you know when people have like that resting angry face, and you just look over and you're just like, ah.
Right, and it's like, do you want to kill me? Like,
and I live around a lot of Amish people, so they like to stare a lot. They like to stare even if you're not really even wearing anything that coat. They'll just stare at you. I don't know why, but
I had one interaction with like an Amish like family one time, and like I swear they were trying to burn me with their brains. Like,
they'll just stare at you.
Right. Ezekiel, I don't believe that woman is touched. Oh my god. No, yeah, there's a lot of interesting reactions you get with Lolita.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was like in the bathroom, I was like going to the bathroom washing my hands, right? And this little 5-year-old like came up to me, right? And she's like, "What are you a princess of?" And I'm like, huh? I'm like, "What do you think I'm a princess of?" And she's like, "Halloween?" And I said, "Yes." I was just like, let's just go with it.
Yeah, interacting with children is always very fun.
Right? Because they're either the most like mean little shits accidentally, or like the most cutest interactions ever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They'll like walk up to you and be like, "You look weird," and I'm like, "Thanks." When you walk around with giant nails through your head, it tends to attract attention. True,
like it's very stylish. I'm ahead of the curve.
I think it's wonderful. Right. It's just a further evolution of the insane headpieces we wear, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That is one thing I'm surprised. Like, I know there's like I forget the name of it, but there's like a gory like medical sub-style for Lolita. I'm surprised they don't do more things like the fake knives or nails or whatever, headbands.
Yeah. I do feel like at a certain point you're kind of getting into costumey sort of territory with that.
I mean, true. I mean that, and like I'm surprised there's not like good quality versions of it, right? Like obviously like the really weird off-colored fake plastic Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
Like, would look right. But like imagine if it had like, you know, it's like that fake cleaver, but then it's like, you know, painted to look metallic and whatever, and then there's like chains on the handle of it. Right?
Yeah.
Like elevated.
Wait, I mean you can elevate just about anything if you have the vision.
True. That's another thing. I feel like so many people are like scared to DIY things nowadays. Yeah. Especially in Lolita, because I feel like we're such a high fancy, like, you know, refined in a way that like people are scared, like, what if it looks bad?
Yeah.
But I've seen some amazing like DIY like jewelry and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's always fun to put together jewelry.
Yeah. Frilly Princess Hype Beast culture. What does that mean? Lemon, what does that mean? What are the words that you're saying? Lemon always keeping me on my toes, man. I sent my piece, you get to figure it out. Oh. Is there anyone like in the fashion, like a content creator or like celebrity and stuff that you like really admire? You know?
It's hard because I feel like every time I found like a fashion YouTuber, they always like retire and disappear off the internet, and it's like, oh, they were nice. Uh-oh.
That's like really common with Lolita specifically.
Yeah.
I forget their name, but there was like a really, really big one that was like super popular in both the US and Japan. And then she just one day went, I can't do it anymore, sold her whole closet.
Yeah.
No one has heard from her since. Like,
I'm trying to remember, was her name Dream Deary or no? I'm trying to remember. Deary Fawn, was that her name?
I can pull up Google and see.
I just feel like she was like a really big Lolita fashion YouTuber, and then she just vanished one day. No, wait, Deary Lou is a Sanrio character. Excuse me. I feel like their name was Dear something.
Oh my god! Just wait, hold up. That was a Sanrio character.
It's an easy mistake.
I mean, it really is. Like, when you're in such a cutesy fashion, like, you'd obviously give yourself a cutesy name. Right, and Kyang Kumgus. Sorry, so I have the Hyonk from Untitled Goose Game as a sound redeem.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, my chat has Pavloved me into saying that every time they do the redeem. Hello, Freddy. Okay. Oh, geez, spamming redeems. Of course you are.
I mean, I've always liked you know, classics, Misako Aoki, Rin Rin doll, you know.
Of course, Rin, our Lord and Savior. Bow down unto her.
The classics.
The classics. At least for me, I was really into Tyler Williams, Scarfing Scarves.
Oh yeah.
If you remember her.
Does she still post?
She does this thing where she disappears for like 3 months and then comes back with like 5 more videos and then goes away into her tunnel again. Like,
I feel like I've been very disconnected from Lolita YouTube for a long time.
That's fair. Of course, everyone knows Lovely Lore.
Yeah.
Of course. If you're an English speaking Lolita, you have watched Lovely Lore probably.
Yeah.
But like, I think she's also on like a hiatus.
And there was Princess Peachy. I remember her.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if she still posts.
Again, it's so common in Lolita that these people just off the radar. Poof. Never to be seen again. But also, I think that's like kind of what has allowed Lolita to be like so against like micro trends and stuff, right? We don't really have a lot of like influencers that brands can like sponsor to try and target us.
Japanese Lolita brands don't usually tend to do that much, and then it's like, you know, if you're a content creator, I think it is really hard to make your entire brand Lolita fashion if you're not like making your own clothes, or like you're an artist, if you're just a consumer, because it's like, unless you're like Mikan, where you're like going out to tea or brunch or going to fancy places all the time to like make it the show, then your whole show just becomes unboxing. And I think even fashion people can't have like a diet like of only that kind of content. No. Or like, I think that's part of the reason why I liked Scarfing Scarves, because she did the Last Week in Lolita news, right? Yeah.
Where like she wasn't doing unboxings, but she was like, this brand announced this brand announced this. Now on to the drama of the week.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, that's the best way to consume like Lolita drama and stuff, because I'm never joining Ruffle Closet. I'm never visiting the Seagull board. I know better than that, you know? But I know better than that. What would your advice be to get into the style? Like, whether it be how to specifically cultivate a specific aesthetic, like, you know, where's the best place to find, like, gothic or sweet or you know, how to, get pieces or what have you, what's a good jumping off point for someone who might be interested? in it.
Well, I think definitely don't make impulse purchases.
Oh,
I
God,
I
no.
would put together like I would maybe even consider like what colors do I like, because you just be like, here are the colors I like, this is my budget, and actually do, it's not, it's still supposed to be fun, but if you really want to get into it and not get scammed or anything, you got to do a little bit of research.
Oh, yeah.
And even if you're buying secondhand. And I remember when I was building my wardrobe many years ago, I was just buying things because they were cheap. And I remember I got this blouse, and when it arrived, it was a very pretty blouse, don't get me wrong, I still have it. But I remember I put it up with all my other things, and I was like, this blouse is purple. I don't own anything that's purple. I didn't wear it for a super long time because it didn't match anything. I bought it because it was cheap. And it's so, you're like, I want a big wardrobe now. I want all the dresses now. I want to make all the outfits now. And it's like over time, you have to build your wardrobe. Or you're going to make impulse purchases and you're going to be like, this blouse is cheap. And then you're going to find out it doesn't match anything.
Oh, yeah. That's like a big thing is matching. Especially with JSKs. If you're like, I really only like the OPs, the one pieces, right, dresses, a little less of a concern, because you don't need to like match blouses and stuff to it. But if you're like most Lolitas and you're like, I like JSKs and salopettes and skirts, yeah, that's a big deal. I'll just always start with a white blouse. Like, just always get, like, go to, like, a brand, good quality white blouse, because it will literally go with everything. Sweet, gothic, punk, anything. Like...
Yeah. And just, like, have the concept of, like, staple pieces and a capsule wardrobe. Be like, how many different ways can I style this one piece? Because that's usually better when you're trying to build... I find that it's good, like, have your EGL wardrobe, and then you have your normie wardrobe, like, you wear to go to a job interview, or, like, I don't know, you gotta go to a funeral, you don't want to show up in EGL, you got your normie wardrobe, It's good to have, because I've met younger people that think, like, it's, like, I'm like, no, I have, like, a wardrobe of, like, normal, quote-unquote, clothes.
Unfortunately, we still live in a society. Yeah, that's like, yeah, you, like, even if you're planning on being a lifestyler, right, like, I want to go out every single day in Lolita, right, you still need that, like, one simple ass black dress for interviews or a funeral, like, you gotta drive someone to the airport at 3 a.m.,
Yeah.
You do not want to be wearing Lolita on a plane. That sounds like a nightmare. I do not recommend that. And if you don't want everyone to just was an anime main character, real come up with it if you have to. See, okay, but Freddie, you're not like most people. That is not socially acceptable. But like, yeah, and like, colors. Really focus on the colors you like. And what goes with the colors you like. And don't feel bad about it. If you're like, every single dress I've been buying is purple, but purple is your favorite color, so what? Just means they'll all mix and match better. Like... ooh, that's a good question, Abigail. How do I know if I'm buying a counterfeit? Mostly vibes. It's mostly vibes. Like, if you're on Lace Market and they have, like, the official stock photo, and then they don't have, like, a lot of photos of the actual physical piece in their, like, physical room.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would not go for that. Or if you're looking at it and you're like, this print isn't matching up 100% color-wise, even with, like, the slightly yellow light and whatever.
Well, there's actually one time...
Oh.
Because, if you've ever been to a convention, you can buy stuff in person, or maybe like you're
Yeah.
at a swap meet or something like that.
Yeah.
I used to work at a thrift store
Ooh.
back when I was alive, and I actually found a bootleg of Crystal Dream Carnival in blue.
Oh wow.
It was in the Halloween section,
Okay,
because
that makes
what
sense.
my thrift store used to do is anytime they got quote unquote weird clothes, they would throw it into a box, slap Halloween on it, and they'd pull it out when October would roll around. I saw it, and I bought it, one, so a newbie wouldn't buy it, and two, I was like, maybe I'll make a cushion out of this or something. But the big reason I bought it was I own the real skirt in pink, and I wanted to compare them.
Oh.
So I brought it home, and the first thing I noticed, of course, like the difference in the quality of the fabric. Like the real skirt, was cotton. It was nice. It was thick.
Yeah.
The bootleg was very thin. It was made of some kind of cheap plasticky fabric. And that's the thing too, is use resources like a Lollibrary, because you can look up like, what was this dress made out of? How much did it retail for? Because like, even if you're not being sold a bootleg, someone might be inflating the price on you because they think you don't know better.
Yeah, that's so true, especially for AP pieces.
Yeah.
Like, again, I've seen Sweet Vanilla Chan be sold for like $600. The
Yeah.
OG retail price was like $200. Like,
And that's good info to know. But another thing also, if you're buying AP secondhand and you're like at a convention or at a swap meet or something, Angelic Pretty lace is always custom, and it always relates to the print. So if it's like if the lace is blank and it feels cheap and scratchy and it doesn't have anything on it, it's probably fake. Because the Crystal Dream Carnival, the real skirt has, little carousel horses on it, and it says AP. And the bootleg, it was just blue, crunchy, blue, cheapy lace. And then the print was actually backwards. Like some of the text was backwards. It was blurry. Like if you got close to it, it was like they had taken a screenshot of the print and tried to reprint it. And the buttons weren't as nice. It didn't have a watch. If it on the inside it didn't have a tag that said Angelic Pretty, that's always a big red flag. It also didn't have a washing tag on the inside. So and the real skirt had a built-in petticoat, which is something you can also look up on Lollibrary. So it's like once I compared them, it's like no petticoat, no washing tag, no Angelic Pretty tag. The lace is plain. So like when you know what you're looking for, it's a lot easier, so that like people don't take you for a ride at like, because I've seen some pretty. I've been at a convention and I'm like, yeah, they're selling bootlegs. This is shitty, and they sell them for like hundreds of dollars to newbies that don't know any better.
Oh yeah, like I can't say I've been to a convention where I've seen they're selling bootlegs, right? But actually, yesterday was the first time I ever got to see like standard nice brand pieces in person for the first time, like ever. Because again, I don't live near a community or whatever. Never like no one's putting on swap meets around me and stuff, right? But me and my partner randomly went to a local hobby anime shop, and in the back corner they just had like a table with like Lolita accessories and some dresses that people were like turning in and whatever for like store credit.
Yeah.
And like I remember looking at them and stuff, and like you can really feel the difference between a quality brand piece, even a newer AP piece that is made with like the polyester fabric.
It's still like a lot nicer than like a bootleg will be.
It's like thick, like good quality polyester, right? The seams are laid nicely. The tag is clearly readable. The print is very clear, and then not to shame any like more Taobao dresses, because Taobao dresses can be really, really good. I have one I absolutely fucking love, right? But there is a difference, like even between like a good Taobao and these high-end brands. Here's a question: why do they call it mermaid soda if there's no mermaids on it? Wait, is mermaid soda the one I was thinking about earlier that was like marine themed with crosses? It might be. Hold up.
Have you seen that meme?
What meme?
With the mermaid soda.
Oh my
god. They took it's Joe Biden and Donald Trump, and they both have Lolita headdresses put on them, and he's like, And they're talking, and he's like, and Donald Trump goes, well, it's completely laughable. It's mermaid cream soda. There's no mermaids on it. And Joe Biden goes, well, no, it's a drink that a mermaid would drink. That doesn't mean it has mermaids on it. And Donald Trump goes, no, they promised us all these mermaids. There are no mermaids. And then it cuts to a Joe Rogan podcast, and he's like, well, what do we have to say about this? And he goes, well, I think this print is completely laughable. It's called Mermaid Soda Princess, and there are no mermaids.
Oh my god. No, I've not seen that one specifically, but I've seen that account. Like, I think the one I saw was them fighting over brands. Like,
yeah.
It was like, oh no, AP is obviously the superior brand. Who are you kidding? BTSSB. Like, I think Donald Coon is right. Oh my god. That's another thing. I love how Baby the Stars Shine Bright, right, is like the full brand name. They're known for their ridiculously long dress names. And even when it's abbreviated, it's stupidly long. Like,
yeah, I mean, Meta is guilty of that too.
Really, they really are. Like,
what is that one dress that's like something like Rondo of Jellyfish, the Second Coming, or whatever it's called. Right. Remember that crazy jellyfish print?
Right? Or like Alice and the Pirates too. Like their dresses would be called like Midnight Sun, like meetup or whatever. Like,
yeah.
I
mean, you run out of things to name it after a while, like Dreamy Sleepy Land, Cutesy Snoozy Snooze.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Or like, it's like funny almost, and it's also funny because even in Japanese, these names are in English. Like, these aren't like translated names. So like, I think it also is showing like how the designers and people running these companies aren't fluent in English.
Yeah.
So they're like, what's all the things that can vaguely describe this? But it's very fun. We make fun of it because it is funny, but it is like, it's fun. And then sometimes they just hit a banger with like short names, like Little Witch. Like, that's, Alright, and then, but there is always still, AP even does long names, like Sugar Dream Dome. Like, what does that mean? I love that dress, but like, if I just told you the name of it.
I always figured it was supposed to be like, it's, what's the word? A snow globe. I figured it was a snow globe.
Yeah, there's like snow globes.
Dream Dome, because it's like a snow globe.
Yeah.
So that's the dome.
Going there. Night, Kira. Thank you for coming. I mean, yeah, it's a snow globe, but like, if I just walked up to somebody, I'm like, what do you think is on the print of the dress called Sugar Dream Dome? They'd be like, what? And like, would they be able to guess it's like a very Christmas winter dress? Like, I wouldn't.
What I think is funny, they have a lot of winter strawberry things because strawberries are actually in season in the winter in Japan.
Again, like, crazy to me. But I know, I do. I look, I've seen people say like AP's gone downhill with like their holiday prints in the last like years and whatever. Not me. I'm still, I love their holiday pieces. I'm not a super AP like brand whore, right?
Yeah.
But there are some dresses I'm like, I want that. I want that. Although I will say I was disappointed how this year for Halloween they didn't release a new dress. They just re-released last year's Halloween dress.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's nice to get a second chance to buy it, but
like, the fact that it was last year's, like, if they re-release like a Halloween dress from like 10 years ago, I think that'd be a little different, Yeah. But yeah, I was like so disappointed too, because I loved last year's and I loved the years before that Halloween dress. So I'm like, what banger are they coming out with this year? And then I saw that and I went,
yeah,
really? I have not seen their Christmas dress for this year. I don't know if they've announced it yet.
I feel like they haven't I don't think they even did one last year.
Did they do one last?
At least the American store did not get a Christmas dress, from what I
Yeah.
recall.
Yeah. Let me see if I can spell Angelic Pretty and then look up their Christmas dresses to see. Live fact checking. But yeah, no, I do. I like their Christmas dresses a lot. Okay. Okay. They did announce a Christmas dress for this year. Fairy Snow Party.
Oh, that sounds cute.
But I'm only seeing it on the Paris and Japan store.
That happened too. Angelic Pretty USA usually does not get as many of the new releases as the other two stores.
Which, like, annoys me. Oh, that's cute, too. That's cute. Here, I'll send a picture of I'll send a picture of it to you. And then I'll pop it up on stream, too. If we're gonna be talking about.
Oh, that's very cute.
Yeah, it's, like, really simple. I would, like, that throw me for a loop.
I love cold pink with winter themed stuff.
Oh, yeah, I like it, but, like, the past couple years, AP has gone kind of crazy with their Christmas prints.
Yeah.
I'm saying this out of shock. You know.
Although this almost just kind of feels like it's just like a winter dress. Like, you could just wear this any time of winter. It doesn't really feel like a Christmas dress. It doesn't have, like, candy canes and presents on it or Christmas ornaments. Although it might. I guess if I get closer to the print. I see snowflakes. I see swans.
Yeah, there's like some snowflakes and doves, some reindeer kind of silhouettes.
We got some roses.
Yeah, it's cute. You know, it feels very ballet.
Yeah. Which
I guess the name also Fairy Snow, like, Party. That sounds that sounds very, you know, God, words. That feels very ballet. Oh, you know, I always get so mad that, like, the best colorways end up as a Japanese exclusive. Like, apparently this one has a red exclusive colorway, and that just looks so pretty.
I love red.
You don't say. Alright, but, like, no, I do. I like a lot of. I'm very much so. I'm gun ho for AP's holiday stuff, Christmas and Halloween. Like, fingers crossed I can get Mary Bunny one day in the red colorway.
Oh yeah, that would be so cute.
Yeah, I do. I love it in the red colorway. It's so cute. Do you have any dream dresses you have yet to get? That's, like, a big thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like what?
Well, I've always wanted. Well, my biggest one, which is, like, I always bring it up because it's the one I probably will never own in my lifetime. Baby the Star Shine Bright did a collaboration with the anime Jellyfish Princess. I would give someone my blood to own that.
No, that's very fair. That's so fair. Me with Royal Princess Alice Devil's Unicorn. Like, or Devil's Unicorn. I think that I did that in the right order, and it's not Unicorn Devil. But no, it's so cute, and I love how it has, like, little bat sleeves and stuff. I don't know if you've seen that dress, but
it sounds familiar.
Me pull it, because I do. I like it. It's so cool. APR. Again, if I can spell. The dyslexia is coming for me. Hello. I can't spell. This is common, but also annoying. Okay, I have to use speech to text. Devils. I always feel embarrassed whenever I have to do speech to text for, like, collabs.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude! I'm going to lose my mind. Google, why are you like this? Okay, I can't. It's being annoying. It's not showing me it. It's like, what do you mean, Devil's Unicorn? This makes no sense to me. And I'm like, you know what I mean! What happened
Well,
to the...
you could try to look it up on Lollyberry.
Oh, yeah. That's... God, I'm stupid. I'm not stupid.
No, you're not. It's okay.
It's fine. I type LO and Google's immediately like, is this what you want? I'm like, yes. Oh my god. What happened to the dyslexia redeem? I turned it off because I didn't want you people screaming, at us. Doubles. I didn't want you people, like, doing the loud redeems at us. That's not the goal of tonight. Don't sad face me. You all know you would have absolutely blown our eardrums out. Unicorn. I can't spell. What the? Did I misspell it? No. Why is it not popping up on Lollyberry? I'm going crazy. It's fine.
Let me see. What's it called again?
Devil's Unicorn.
Devil's Unicorn.
Ah, finally, I got it to pop up. Finally. At this point, we're just talking about dresses, and you know what? Love that for us. Your local Lolita needs proper enrichment. Make sure that they have friends that they can
Oh yes, that's very pretty.
Let me pull it up on stream. Yeah, I think it's only been sold on Lace Market like 3 times. I don't think I will ever get it. Which, like, it's like not an old dress. It like came out like late 2010s.
Yeah, there's certain prints they just don't hit the secondhand market.
It's not real. It is. It's right here. It's right here. It's real. I promise.
Dream.
No. But yeah, certain prints just don't hit the secondhand market, and then you die. Cause like,
and then you die.
And then you die.
Lamb.
How sad. But
I think my most recent acquirement of one of my dream pieces is I got jewelry jelly.
Oh.
I've been on a hunt for that for a while because I was like, man, it's got. I couldn't think of another dress that had like little whipped cream jello desserts all over it, and it was so sparkly and delicate. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I just want it. And it's an older print. I saw it. I had recently gotten birthday money, and I remember I had saved it. I didn't spend it right when my birthday came. I had held on to it for a really long time. And then it popped up on Lace Market, and they were selling it like it was like one of those, I'm trying to get rid of these dresses, I'm leaving Lolita. And they were selling it for like really cheap. And I was like, I'm a get it. And it's a little faded, but I expected that because it's so pastel and it's so old. But it's still got some of the fabric glitter and everything. So I was really pleased to get my hands on it.
That's great, especially if it still has the glitter on it, because that shit,
like,
no, I remember my most recent dream dress I got a hold of was, I got a hold of Spooky Macaron by, a Lady Sloth. My wonderful partner, Owl, actually bought it for me for my birthday, like, 2 years ago, which, like, that's a bit. I especially love Lady Sloth because they're way more size inclusive.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I was cursed with a chest in real life, so a lot of Lolita does not fit me.
Oh, yeah. I think we've all experienced that to some degree.
Oh yeah. Like that was also great because, like I said, yesterday was the first time I saw like actual, real like brand name Lolita pieces in real life. And like I'm just holding them, and I'm like, oh, these are tiny. Oh no. Like the socks didn't even fit me. I'm like, my feet are too big.
Socks are hard.
My feet are even too big. What the fuck? But yeah, that's really common in the Western like Lolita community.
Yeah.
We're just like, oh, unfortunately, the Japanese designers think we are giantesses. Amazonian women. But yeah. Oh, you bringing up how you got one of your dream dresses really cheap on Lace Market reminded me of a story of how I came across like one that was like selling a cape, like a AP like black cape for like winter Lolita, and it was like a bid, and it like was like a $1 starting bid.
Oh wow!
And
you just snuck on in.
Yeah, I went in there and I'm like, oh fuck it, I'll do it $10, right? Like, see if I can get, because like that's totally worth less than like 50. And then like apparently it was like a really old like cape that like a bunch of people, I didn't know that. I was just like, it's black, it'll fit my aesthetic. And it's fuzzy. Apparently it was like an old one that people were trying to get a hold of, so like it skyrocketed in price really quickly, and I went, ah, damn. But I always find it funny whenever I come across pieces, I'm like, this is gonna get a crazy bid, but like, what if I just do $10? What if by some miracle, like...
How about I do anyway?
Right? Did you get it? No. Designers say that it's illegal to be a Lolita and over 5'1". Right. Yeah, like the fucking, oh god, the Lolita rules. Like, you can't have your knees showing. It's like, I'm sorry I'm tall, Brenda.
Wait, what's funny about that one specifically is that a lot of Lolita dresses got a lot shorter because designers saw Westerners wearing it and they're like, oh, that's so pretty that you can see so much of their legs. So they started making the dresses even shorter so that on Japanese models, it would be more leggy.
Yeah,
but that's
right?
how would we wear them? They're very short.
Right? I know, and it's like, this is interesting. I thought this was meant to be modest. Right. Oh god, yeah. The Lolita rules and how strict you are about them.
Yeah.
Right. You can't have extreme makeup. You have to have long hair, blah blah blah. Get that nasty ankle out of here. This is here. None shall see.
Yeah.
They risk shortening it to the point of inverting the dress. Now the skirt is on top of the sleeves or on your legs. Why does that sound like something I would see on like some avant-garde Paris Fashion Week runway though? Like, you know what, like an inverted dress, you know?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, no, some people can get crazy with the rules. You have to have long hair, you have to blah 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 blah. I'm like, it's not that deep, y'all. Have a cupcake silhouette. Don't be showing a shit ton of cleavage. Just make sure you have some sort of headpiece and like something, a cute pair of shoes. You're good.
Yeah.
Like... but with knees. You have any questions for me that you want to ask before we wrap up?
Well, I guess what made you decide to start doing interviews based on fashion, I suppose?
I mean, okay. what really inspired it was I found this VTuber who is pretty much graduated at this point, but her name is Stella
Aw.
Luna. She was very open about being a gyaru, right? All her outfits were very gyaru inspired. She called herself a gyaru VTuber. And
Okay.
at this point I had already started streaming. But even though I was open about how I wore Lolita IRL and my model was based off of Lolita dresses, I was like worried about explicitly labeling myself as Lolita because I wasn't seeing any other like VTuber do that. Like, you know, like, oh, this is the fashion I wear or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Even though I saw a lot of J fashion pop up in VTuber designs. And she said a line in one of her streams where, like, I was, like, in chat, like, talking with her. I'm like, oh, I like Yaru, I'm a Lolita, blah, blah, blah. And she said, yeah, I think it's kind of interesting how so many VTubers, like, you can tell their stuff is, like, inspired by alternative fashion or J fashion and stuff, but they don't explicitly say that.
Yeah.
And I went, yeah, that is kind of interesting and weird. And I kind of view VTuber models and stuff as a continuation of, you know, fashion expression, right? Because this is basically like the outfit we put on to do the silly ha-has online, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to have a place that, like, I could invite people on, or people could ask to be on, where they're like, I want to talk about this fashion, this thing that because I mean, at least to me, fashion means so much, right? It is self-expression, it's adding color to the world, it's, you know, I think it's one of the most important things the fashion you choose is so important to you.
Yeah.
And I wanted a space where, like, VTubers could come on and they could talk about that, either for their model, right? Like, oh, I can't wear this in real life, so I did it for my model. Or, you know, in their real life, and it doesn't show up in the model. And why doesn't it show up in your model? Or why does it? Because I just find all of that so interesting and fascinating. And then also, I am horribly ADHD and probably autistic, and I love fashion so much and fashion history, and so any excuse to yap about it, I'm like so down.
I get you.
There's one major difference. Lolita's clothes, VTubers are skin suits. I mean, is it really skin suits?
I mean, porcelain. I don't know what you're talking about.
We don't really have skin, you know? It may be flesh toned, but it's not really skin. That I like fashion so much, and I wanted a space where VTubers could come on and yap about it with me and stuff, and I could pick people's brains about it. Especially fashions I don't know. I have not gotten a lot of people, right? Fashions I don't really know, but I do. I want to get somebody on here that, like, is really into, like, fairy K, and I, like, only know the surface level of it, like, you know. But yeah, any last questions from chat? Anything else you want to ask us before we wrap up? Make sure all the T's are crossed, I's are dotted, what have you.
Yee.
What's your favorite flavor? Flavor of what? The safe answer for most things for me is orange. Lolita. Favorite flavor of Lolita? Rule of 3 of comedy, baby. I like bittersweet. That's my favorite flavor.
I'm definitely a strawberry girl. I have too many strawberry prints.
Is there such a thing as too many strawberry prints, though?
Oh no, definitely not.
Definitely not. Shotgun question. Favorite product from favorite brand? Spooky Macaron by Lady Sloth.
Like, are we saying, like, our favorite dress, or, like...
favorite product from favorite brand.
Product. You mean like accessories or
They just said product.
product?
I went dressed.
When
That
you're
is technically a product.
When I think product, my brain goes to like makeup and lotion.
Fair. Random question. Any notable male Lolita figures? No, if you want like male Lolita, that'd be like OG fashion.
Well, I mean, there is, of course, our Lord and Savior, Mana, but
Of course.
he defies gender also.
Mana is genderless. Truly. They have transcended.
Beautiful Mana. I will never be as beautiful as him.
Ladybeard. True, Ladybeard. Ladybeard also kind of wears kind of Lolita-adjacent aesthetic.
It's mostly idol stuff, though.
Yeah, he's mostly idol. Isn't it pronounced Ouija or OG? OG.
It means prince.
Yes, it does. It means prince. It's commonly said it's OG is the prince to Lolita's princess, right?
Yeah, they're very rare in the wild.
They are. I remember I found an OG like VTuber, and I got them on for an interview, and like half the interview was literally us being like, "Why is it so damn rare?" I think I've been lied to by everyone else I've heard saying OG.
Well, you're thinking of a Ouija board.
Yeah, you're thinking Ouija board.
Ouija board.
Waluigi board?
Can I make my own Ouija board, or do I have to buy it from a witch or vegan?
That's such a great video. No, they spelled it, I swear! It's pronounced Ouija if you're gonna wear green overalls! I would wear OG if it wasn't 90% shorts, I swear. There is some trouser, now I can't say the words in my own language. There's some, like, trousers, like long pants.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, it is mostly shorts. What does Cat make her Ouija birds out of? They're not
I think
as
probably why OG or boy style is actually more usually worn by women, because
Yeah.
Japanese culture, like outside of niche alternative fashion, they think that shorts are for little boys only. So there probably aren't very many Japanese men that are like, well, I don't want to wear shorts. I'm not a baby. So that's why it tends to be that, like, it's technically boy style, but girls wear it more.
Yeah. Look, and you can wear Lolita if you are a dude too. Like, there's like really no rules, right? Like, I heard part of wearing OG is the 90 layers of back pain. 90 years of back pain.
Back pain?
I have no idea what you're referencing. I will say, Lolita is like, I wear like, it's like 6 layers of clothing. Heat stroke is real. Especially, I live in a place where it gets like triple degree weather Fahrenheit.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, like it gets like 115, and I will still, I don't know how to say that specific, but
well,
okay.
that's OG. That's different.
Okay.
Prince is OG.
Yeah.
That's OG. It's different. It's slightly different.
The Japanese are great at this.
I'm not fluent enough in Japanese to explain to you how OG and OG are, how different they are. I'm sure someone could.
Yeah, I
know they're different though.
Look, I'm dyslexic and I can barely speak my native language. I'm not gonna try. California girls are uncomfortable. Yeah. But like, nah, I do. I still wear my gothic out, like with my 6 layers in 115 degree weather. I'm just like, I'm gonna have to drink like 15 bottles of water. That's okay.
Oh man.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we should wrap up. Is there anyone live that you want us to raid?
Oh, well, let's see.
As the guest, right?
Well, my wife, Monkey
Oh.
D, is playing Grand Theft Auto. My dear friend Griffin is playing Dark Cloud 2. My friend Church is playing Liar's Bar. I don't know if I know that game.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, if you like Halloween witch theme stuff, my friend Tricker Sweets is playing Sonic Frontier. She's a Halloween witch VTuber.
You know what? I think that sounds perfect. We send the community of 2 spooky tubers over to her.
Yeah. Rurika's a sweetheart. You'll love her. We have Sonic Brain Rot together.
Can you send me her link so I can make sure I get the right one? Thank you again so much for this. I had so much fun.
Thank you for fun.
I don't get to talk about Lolita very often beyond my friends who just sit there patiently as I rant.
Oh yeah, I get you. You're just like, you made the mistake of mentioning my special interest.
Right? And it's like, they're so sweet for sitting there and listening, but also at the same time, I'm like, I want somebody to talk back.
Mm-hmm.
Trigger Sweet is a Sonic VTuber design as a Halloween tuber.
She doesn't always look like a Sonic character, but she does have a Sonic model that she's using right now.
That is so cute, though. I like that. Love it. Love it. Love it. What should the raid message be?
Oh.
Do you think?
I'm always so bad at coming up with them on the fly.
That's why mine is the same every time. I'm sure you've noticed how often I've raided into you. Just the Bat Queen says hello. That's it. We're going simple, B.
I mean, if it's not broken, why fix it?
Yeah. Raid for the only fan in the world. How about how about we do like the raid message is like the Bat and Bunny yapping too much.
Okay.
That sounds cute. Yeah. And there's the raid message. Feel free to use any emotes you have access to, whether it's mine, Bunny's, or anyone else's. But yeah, any last words, Bunny?
Make sure to stay in school and don't hold your pee. It'll give you liver failure.
Great advice. But yeah, I'm gonna deafen real quick and do my end of stream spiel, and I'll send everyone off. But thank you everyone for coming. It truly means a lot to me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever time it is for you when you are watching this. I'll be live again 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm going to be doing some art. It's going to be fun time. Behave over at Tricker Sweets, please. Show the best of both of our communities. Ho ho ho! But yes, and thank you to everyone from Bunny's community that followed me. It truly means a lot to me. I saw that we got to 300 followers, which is just great because that was my goal for this year. So thank you. But yeah, I'll switch over to the ending. Not starting. We're not starting. Well, Google. But yeah, I'll send you on your ride now. Thank you.